Terry, you were around in, I think it was the 80s, right? You remember the song? Maybe it was the 70s when disco was king. Do the hustle. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel, minus the dancing. I'm not really a big dancer. We talked about Sean's the big dancer in the horse racing today nation. That would be Sean. He's the one who likes to dance. He says he's going to get going with some dancing TikTok videos coming up. Sorry, we're a little bit late, a couple minutes, trying to really scramble at the end to get everything together. But here we are, Terry. Today we're going to do Gulfstream Park, which should be a lot of fun. Yesterday, we did a lot of stuff on the fly, and you had a pretty good day. Unfortunately for me, I think I need the bag on the head today, Terry.
Well, I don't know. I sent you the wrong hot dog to start with. So.
Yes, that's okay. That was the other day, so we'll do better today.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you have a chance last night, Terry, to catch the Horse Center show?
No, I didn't last night.
Oh, boo! You're no fun, Terry. You're supposed to be a team player, Terry.
I know. I was working on today's stuff, so
excuses. All I'm hearing is excuses, Terry. Well, you're going to want to head over there today, Terry, and check out the interview we had with trainer C.C. Perkinson. Definitely an entertaining lady for sure. She's got a horse today running at Turf Paradise in the 5th race. I think Prince Ali 10-1. She thinks the horse is ready to go, but let's share a couple seconds with this. Definitely, it was a fun interview. I enjoyed it. I think she had a good time. Sean had a good time as well. So let's take a couple seconds to listen to this, Terry. All right.
All right.
Make sure you can tell me you can hear it. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Basically, lightly raised.
I can hear it.
Belt, and he was owned by a group of 5. So I think they just kind of gave up on him early on. And so I brought him into my barn, where it's a boutique barn. It's small, a lot more attention to detail. And he's come back and he's won for me 3 times, 3 allowance races. So and then qualified himself for the end of the year 50,000 stake race. Ran 5th, beaten by a length and a quarter. So I'm super proud of this horse. And I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I think he's got a great chance if he just keeps his mind about business, you know.
Mm-hmm. So there she's talking about a horse today, Prince Ali, Terry, running in the 5th race, I think, over at race number 5, 10-1 morning line, Terry. So the horse smashed its debut win, and the only other time it had a trip across the Turf Paradise course. But she mentioned that the horse is not a daytime horse, Terry. It's more of a nighttime horse than a daytime horse, which I kind of found interesting. I did not know that there were horses like people that were kind of party people, so to speak.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Over the years, I've noticed that there are certain horses that run better, say, early in the afternoon than they do late. And then on the other side, there's horses that run better in the late than they do in the afternoon. So, and I'm going to definitely check out that program from last night. So,
yeah, you definitely want to watch it. She's definitely a fun, entertaining interview. A very lively person, and we had a couple of good jokes in there as well. I feel like anyway. Then we covered some interesting news about Bob Baffert, a little bit about Irad Ortiz being out and the impact that that's going to have on Life is Good and Colonel Liam, both mounts for he's the go-to rider on those horses, and they're both invited to the Pegasus in a couple of weeks. So
yeah,
he's leaving a little bit of money on the table after banging his knee on the starter's gate.
Yeah.
All right, Terry, you ready to bang your knee today on Gulfstream Park?
Absolutely.
All right, let's pull up our picks for Gulfstream Park, Terry. We'll start with race number 1. Hold on a second. I got to pull up my information too. And just a little bit of a note. Some of the all the turf races have been moved off to all-weather tracks, Terry.
Correct.
So race number 5, Terry, and race number 5. Race number 1, Terry, is 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Give me just 1 second to pull something up here. It's getting, forget it. Let me, never mind. All right. So it is 5.5 furlongs, Terry, on the all-weather track, I believe. To pull my notes up again, I'm a little bit disconcerted here. Here we go. There we go. 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather track, Terry. Let me tell you how horses typically win these races, Terry. There have been 18 of them, and you better be fast coming out of the gate, but you don't have to be too fast, just close to the lead, as 4 of the 12 speed winners went wire to wire. and you're really hoping for your horse to draw an inside post or 3 or 8 and out. And in this case, we do have some horses on the outside, Terry. So we might find, as you start off your picks with the 10 horse, that maybe one of those outside horses might get it done.
That's right. And it is my first pick is number 10, Banker's Hours. You take a look at the last race, and he ran 7th by 26, but he was checked on the turn. He didn't get very good of a break. So I'm going to throw that race out. He's also moving back to, of course, off the turf. And then he's got this high percentage trainer that's done really well. He's dropped some class today. He did have, I read Ortiz, and now he's got Tyler Graffione. I don't think that's a downgrade whatsoever. Lasix is added, and the trainer wins 27% of the time. When the entries, he has Lasix for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I like number 7, Mr. McHugh. Finished second in his last 2 races, earning the highest last speed rating. His best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters, and he also has Lasix added today. Then I like number 2, Canhan. Drops in class today, has very good workouts. And then number 8, Wildline. Breeding suits today's distance, and hot trainer in the last 14 days. He's won 3 out of 5 races, and he has a sharp workout on January 8th.
Mm-hmm. So for me, Terry, I'm going to start with horse number 7. That is Mr. McCouet, I think maybe. And you know, Terry, I'm a big fan of this angle. When horses come out of the gate and they show a lot of speed and then they fade, right? And then they give them a little bit of Lasix, and the next time out, just when you think that horse is going to fade, it finds that second win, finds its way to the wire. So that's what I like to see. Mr. McKay showed some speed too back. It's a horse too that likes to be a part of the action, Terry, in the money over 50% of the time, but just hasn't quite figured out how to win a lot. Hopefully that changes today. Number 1, Unified Conquest. Terry, they bred this horse for this type of distance and maybe this kind of track because it does have the best pedigree in this field. And the thing is interesting to me, Terry, if something goes well, you kind of turn it around right away. If you go to a restaurant for the first time and you find something you like there, you want to go right back, right? So the horse just ran on January the 1st and it had a quick turnaround. And I think the reason is because it showed a lot faster fractions. So he ran a lot quicker in his last race than previously. I agree with you. Number 10, Banker's Hours, another one of those horses, Terry, that likes to show some speed, getting first times Lasix, did have an excuse in its last race. And last time out, it was running for a lot more money, Terry. It was running for $43,000. So yeah, maybe not going to collect as much if he gets to the winner's circle, but dropping down from 43 to 23,000. And Safi Joseph Jr., Terry, when he takes a horse off of Tom Carley's biggest drop in horse racing, wins at 35% the first time he runs a horse in the maiden claiming. And finally, number 8, Wildline. There's 2 first-time starters in here. I feel like this is the best of the first-time starters. Got some decent works, but kind of really hard to tell what you're going to get out of Wildline first time out of the gate. Brings us to race number 2, Terry. This is the profile of a winner for 1 mile on the dirt. They've run 32 races at that distance, Terry. Most of the time, 26 of the 32, Terry, were either first, second, or third at the quarter-mile marker when the track announcer, Pete Aiello, makes his first call. 13 of those 26 speed horses, Terry, were the first call made by Peter Aiello. So they went wire to wire. And you kind of want to stay off the rail here because it stinks. I mean, you just don't win a lot off the rail at 1 mile in the dirt at Gulfstream Park. But if you get a 2 or out, the posts all play fair. So who do you think is your best bet here? Well, let me start here, Terry. For me, Cozy Cafe is my best bet of the day, number 7.
Yep.
It's another one of those horses, Terry, that just doesn't know how to find the winner's circle yet. But last time out, it ran, I think it's the only horse in the field that made this goal. It ran a last race speed figure above par for this level. So all it needs to do, if it runs the same race last time as it did in November, the horse does have it wins the race. And since November, the horse has put in some pretty good workouts on the track. So I'm expecting Cozy Cafe to get to the track and figure out where that winner's circle is. Number 4, Kenya Sun. is a horse that's making its second start off the bench. And if you look back on the resume, typically horses do a little bit better. Second time off the bench, they're a little bit more fit than they were the time before. And then it has the top pedigree for all the horses in this race. And it's run the fastest fractions at the opening quarter that any horse has been able to. It ran its best fractions last time out of any race. So showed some major improvement last time. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce this next name, Terry. Number 3. Ely Recitation, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, run last time for $22,000. It's clipping a little bit off of that. Running only for $19,000. It hasn't run since June, so whatever the pronunciation is for the 3 should be well rested, Terry. Okay works, but it seems to me that it likes to distance 1 mile. Ran there 3 times, has a couple of seconds. And finally, Gaga Oh La La, Terry. That's a fun name, right?
It is, yes.
I can't wait to hear Pete Aiello put that one out there. But anyway, the horse has run 11 times, finished and collected a check in 8 of those 11 at Gulfstream Park. Another one of those that does have a difficult time finding the winner's circle, but not a difficult time cashing a check. And then finally, when you look at this horse, it does have some of the fastest opening fractions, so it ran really well last time out. So maybe it runs a little bit better in race number 2 today. How do you like him in race number 2, Terry?
I like number 3, Ely's
Resuscitation, I guess. That's what we'll go with.
Resuscitation.
Yes,
yeah.
since I'm the official show pronunciator.
Yeah, that sounds good, you know. Anyway,
yes, it does good.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
Well, this horse closed to finish 3rd versus tougher in the last race and switches to a high percentage jockey who doesn't ride it today, but it does get Louis Saez, who is also a pretty high percentage winning jockey.
Very good jockey. Louis has found his rhythm in 2021, 2022.
That's right. And the trainer wins 17% of the time when dropping down 2 classes. And then number 6, Gaga Oh La La. Finished in the money 8 of 11 times at Gulfstream.
That was kind of like our interview last night. We had a little ooh la la in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was fun. I'm telling you got to check it out.
I will. I definitely will. Anyway, blinkers are added today for the number 6 horse. Number 7, Cozy Cafe, your best bet, closed to just miss winning her last race at Gulfstream, earning the highest last race speed rating. And the jockey wins 24% of the time after a horse has been off 46 to 90 days that he enters. Has the best dirt speed among today's starters. And then number 4, Kenya Sun, won 1 race out of 3 at Gulfstream Park. She has a high percent training, who's winning at a 24% clip.
So that brings us off to race number 3, Terry, as we move up the card. Race number 3 is 7 furlongs, that kind of quirky in between a sprint, in between a route distance. And it is an unusual distance because they've only run an unlucky 13 races at that distance so far, Terry. But 10 of those horses were speed horses. So majority of them won. You got to be fast if you want to win at 7 furlongs. And when we had Pete Aiello on the show, he did mention that on the dirt course and on the grass course, speed does tend to win. 3 horses of 13 have gone wire to wire, so they got to the front and they never gave it up. And Terry, the inside 3 posts have a pretty big bias here, and I notice in our picks, neither one of us is overwhelmingly heavy in fact, we have the same 4 picks, just in a little bit different order. So,
yeah.
What do you like?
I like number 2, Tape to Tape. Was in front most of the way of last race and could improve with a shorter distance. Now, he again had jockey Irad Ortiz, and now it's been changed to Junior Alvarado, which again to me is not very much of a drop down. And then I like number 6.
You got to be careful. It does not. Irad's not afraid to throw some punches, Terry.
I know he might punch me, huh? Anyway, I just think that these jockeys are pretty. Yeah. Cool.
No, it's the amount the switch for Irad are all good switches.
It is, yes. Number 6, Starlight Walker. The dam has 1 winner from 3 starters, and this jockey has Louis Saez in the saddle, who's a high percentage winning jockey. Number 5, Proud Contender, finished in the money 7 out of 11 races. He has the highest last race speed rating, and blinkers are being added today, which I think might help. Number 4, Outworking, showed early speed in his last race and may return while returning to a sprint.
All right. For me, Terry, in race number 3, I'm starting with number 5, Proud Contender. It did run the top last race speed figure, Terry. That's about a 30% winner. People who've gone back and studied that have found, much like the post-time favorite, it is a high winning angle. Not one that necessarily collects a positive return on investment, but still high winning angle. It's another one of these horses today, Terry, that kind of, always has, as Denzel Washington put it, is always in the barbershop, right? But not always necessarily getting a haircut. Always in the money, about 50% of the time in the money, but doesn't win that much. Maybe today's the day Proud Contender gets Denzel Washington's haircut. It's got some okay works preparing for this race, but if you look back at its previous races, it does have the top combination of getting out early and coming home late. So it's going to be decent on the front end, decent on the back end. I like number 2, Tape to Tape, Terry. That's how you want your horses to run. Has the top early pace figure, so that means the horse is likely to get out of the gate. And when you see him out of the track leading the pack, and I'm expecting this horse, like many horses do, to be better in its second start off the bench. Number 6 is Star. I'm trying to combine words. I want to say 6 and Starlight Walker, and I'm putting the two words together. The brain is going a little too fast at the moment. But anyway, this is a horse that's making its first time around the track, Terry. So we don't know what we're going to get from the Virgin Trip. But we do know from the workouts that it does have some pretty solid workouts. And I went back and looked at the Daddy Tapiture, Papa, to see how Tapiture did. Finish second in its debut, tended to run well off the bench. And then it was a horse, though, that wasn't really on the lead, more of a mid-pack runner. But the Mama had some early speed and faded. So I think they're trying to maybe put together a horse that's got some early speed from the Mama, had some decent punch from the Daddy, and then put the two together and end up maybe in the winner's circle. And number 4, finally, Outworking. This is an angle, I think, Terry, that a lot of people overlook, and that's that First Time Gelded. It is a 4-year-old, so I read that it works a little bit better in 5-year-olds, but nonetheless, this First Time Gelded is a horse that does have a little bit of giddy up and go when the gates open, Terry, and has a really nice bullet workout at Gulfstream Park on December 21st. And it's also taking a little bit of a haircut in terms of purse money. Last time out running for 50 G's, this time around for 35 G's. So a little bit of a downtick there. Maybe the lesser competition will be the difference today.
Could be.
Race number 4, Terry, is the 1 1/16 miles. It is an all-weather track, Terry. I'm always interested to see how horses run on all-weather tracks because it is a surface that's different. And as Pete Aiello told us in the most recent Players Edge podcast, where he was our guest, he said that, the Tapajita track down there is different because you just don't know who's going to win. You don't know if they're going to come from off the pace, on the pace. But in any case, they've run 19 races at this distance, Terry. And unlike the grass and unlike the dirt, the majority of them have been won, 10 of them by stalkers or closers, with just 2 managing to get out of the gate and stay in the front all the way around. And this is kind of odd too, Terry. Most of the time you see an inside bias at tracks. Here, there's an outside bias. The inside 3 really struggle to get around the course first. So maybe it's a little deep on the inside with the new Tapita course, and the outside lanes are a little bit better.
Could be. Well, I like number 4, Jazzy T, to start with. And this horse has lots of early speed, as you can see in the form here, and is very competitive. Has a high percentage jockey, Tyler Glafion. And the trainer wins 23% of the time when he's got a beaten favorite bring him back to the races. And this horse has the best turf speed among today's starters on an all-weather track. Then I like number 7, Dreaming of Audrey. Has the highest last race speed rating. And it ran second, similar to the horses running today. This competition, it likes to run close to the pace and close. And then I like number 4, which is let me get my thing here.
Are you on race number 4?
Yeah, I am. I like number 5. I'm sorry.
Yes. So you had me a little confused there, Terry.
Yeah, I have myself confused. Anyway,
it happens.
Sweet Actress finished in the money in 4 of her last 5 races, and distance won't be a problem. Then I like number 2, Bonnie's the Best. Has a hot trainer who has a record of 6 starts 2 wins, a second and a third.
Our man Tom Diemel says Jazzy T comes close. Tyler again. Today is the day. Well, I hope so, because I also have the number 4 horse, Jazzy T, as my top pick. It makes me think of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for some reason. In Jazzy Jeff, what was his name? Jazzy Jeff. But anyway, last time out, as you mentioned, Terry, Jazzy T was close, was the favorite, didn't hit. Trainer Rohan Crichton does rebound at 23%. And you mentioned that the horse was fast and had a lot of early pace. Yeah, last time out, it ran one of the 2 fastest fractions. So it got around to that quarter-mile marker faster than just about any other horse in this field. Number 5, Sweet Actress. It's another horse that can get up and go out of the gates. Terry should be one that's pressing the pace early on the gas pedal out. And not only does it have some early pace to it, Terry, but it does have the best late pace numbers as well. It is one, as I mentioned, that has done okay. Its best work on an all-weather track. It's done it, run on it 3 times, yet to find the winner's circle, but does have a second and a third. And last time out, Terry, and this is a big thing I like to pay attention to. I like to see like the final time. Its final time was 3 seconds faster than the previous race it ran at a similar distance. So that's a huge improvement there. Maybe eating a good hay. Yeah. Number 7, Dreaming of Audrey, the only horse in this particular field that ran a last race speed figure that is better than par. So it just needs to run the same race again. Most of the time, horses get better in the second time off a layoff. So if it can run a speed figure above par and the only horse to do it and gets better than last time out, pretty good chance the horse is going to win. And it's another one that might be up near the front as the race gets started. And finally, number 1, Foxtrot Seville. Another one taking a haircut, Terry, off of the purse money. Last time ran for $43,000, taking $20,000 off of that number. Making its first start today from trainer Michael Trombetta, who does a good job turning horses around, Terry, after taking them off the claim, because he wins 21% with that angle. And he's been working his horse out well, because if you look at the on the bottom of the past performances there, the workouts look nice. Finally, race number 5, Terry, this is your box it up, and it's also the end of the first pick 4 of the day. So let's pull up the box it up, Terry, see what you got going for us here with your box it up.
Okay, well, I like number 8, and I like this horse because it's one of my favorite angles. If you look at the form, the last race, it won it on top, going all the way with Hernandez in the irons. And then prior to that, it's been closing to win with Zayas. So it might just be a matter of what the jockeys want to do with it. Mm-hmm. Has the highest last speed rating, and it has a very high percentage winning jockey right now. And then I like number 3, Outshine. Mm-hmm. Won its last race, and on the all-weather. It has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and this jockey trainer combination in the last 14 days out of 3 runs has won 2 of those. And then I like number 4, Captain Thunder, finished 3rd versus similar in the last race. Trainer wins 19% of the claiming races that he enters horses in, and the trainer's been doing really well in the last 14 days, 8 starts, 3 wins. And then I like number 2, Sigami.
Yeah, Sigami. We'll go with that.
I don't know about these people name these horses anyway. Drops in class today. Best all-weather speed is faster than the average winning speed, and has a sharp workout on January 5th of 48 breezing. Best out of 22.
All right, that looks like a good box it up. And again, the way the box it up works is 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. We're hoping to catch some nice prices in there. Mine's in the next race, Terry. We'll get back to mine in a moment. For me, in terms of race number 5, my picks, I have number 3, Outshine, on the top of my selections. It's making its first race off the claim. That's a 19% winner for trainer Amador Sanchez. The horse, again, bred very well for this distance, Terry, because it grades out with the top pedigree for all the horses in this field for the distance and surface. And this is a horse that just gets better race after race after race. That steady climb up the ladder, Terry, with 4 consecutive speed figure increases. Number 7, Terry, is Devoted Kitten. 3 or 4 at the distance, Terry. So, it's a horse for the 1 mile in 16th course. Definitely like that. Was the favorite last time out. Didn't get the job done, though, Terry. But trainer Jorge Delgado, winner's horse, is the favorite, the public's choice, and doesn't find the tape first. Next time around the track with that horse, he wins at 26%. I do like your top pick, Diligent. Won his last, has a win, place, and show. So it's touched every single level of the podium at the distance, Terry. And it does have the top last race speed figure. In fact, it is better than any other, better than par for this distance. And it's another horse that's been getting better after race with 3 consecutive speed figure increases. I like to see that. The 4th one sometimes can be a little bit touchy, but finally I'm rounding it out with the horse on the rail, which is number 1, Mr. Matischek. Another favorite last time out that got beat, trainer Robert Moscow. He comes back at 22%, so a little bit more than 1 out of 5. He finds the winner's circle. And the last time out, the horse did not compete as expected. And this is one that does have some of the best opening fractions last time out. So I would expect Mr. Matischek to be on the gas when the gates open, Terry, making its claim to the maybe leadership role right out of the get-go. Let's take a quick look at, because that's the end of race number 5, which is the end of the early pick 4, Terry. So let's take up our hot dog pick 4s, starting in race 2, not race 1. We got that right for the first time this week. Tell us what you got.
I like the number 3. In race 2, I like number 3 with the 6 and the 7. And race 3, I like the 2 and the 6. And in race 4, I like the 4, 7, and 5. And then with race 5, I like the 8 and the 3.
So for me, I have, the 7 in race 2 for me, as I mentioned, was the best bet. So I don't like to single things unless, like, as I mentioned yesterday, you take your top selection and you do one additional vertical bet with it, just your top pick. So in this case, it would be I would add $1 to my pick 4 and turn it into $19 instead of 18. So I would do a pick 4 with the 7, the 5, the 4, and the 3. If they all won for $1 extra, I would double my payout. So that's a pick 4 vertical betting strategy you should use. So I went 2, 3, 3, 2, Terry. That takes us off to race number 6, Terry, which is your best bet. Why is the 6 horse your best bet?
Well, I like this horse because if you look at the form, it has lots of early speed, and this horse has been in the money 5 out of the last 5 races and won 2 of those races. It has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and it has a bullet workout on January 7th of 47.3 breezing, best out of 50. And then I like the number 3 horse, and number 3 is Richie's Great Girl. Finished in the money 7 out of her last 8 races, and she won 4 of those races. She likes the track, she likes the turf, and she likes the distance. Then I like number 2, Tracy Ann's Legacy. Finished in the money 73% of the time during her career and won 30% of those races. She switches to high percentage jockey Paco Lopez, and the trainer wins 27% of the time when he brings a horse back that's been a beaten favorite. Then I like number 8, Tipple. Finished at 3rd in the race, last race, and earned the highest last race speeding. Her best, we're off the chair, so it doesn't matter. Okay.
All right. So I just had a complete meltdown with my computer here, Terry. I don't know what in the hell's going on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's always good. All of my notes just up and disappeared on me, Terry. Isn't that fun?
It isn't.
Yes, it isn't fun at all. So for me in race number 6, Terry, this is my box it up. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, Terry. See if my notes come back. But number 3, Richie's Great Girl is well, it's all in the name, Terry. I need not go any deeper than that.
No, you don't, because I know why you played it. Yes.
Fuzia is my second choice. Renegal is my third, and Senora Roma is my 4th choice. And hopefully, by the time we get to the next race, my notes will come back up for what I don't know what the hell happened to them, though, Terry. They just up and disappeared on me. So I have to figure out where they went, Terry. In any case, What have you got
Okay,
for the
in
next
this,
race?
yeah, in the
I'll pull
seventh
up the
race.
past performances now, and hopefully I'll have some recall for the rest of the races.
Okay, well, in the seventh race, I like number 2, Prince of Iron. One is the debut race at Gulfstream, has a high percentage winning trailer. He was well bet his debut, and he's got Lasix added this time, and he's got a pretty good jockey. And then I like number 4, Adventure Seeker. He's won 2 in a row, and goes for a hat trick now. Has the highest last race speed rating. His best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and he's also getting Lasix added. Then I like number 1, Yes, I'm a Beast. Won last race at Gulfstream Park. The trainer wins 25% of the time when their horses uses Lasix for the first time. Then I like number 7, Icy Storm. Won its debut race at Indiana Downs or Indiana Grand on the dirt, 5 furlongs, and it was well bet in that debut. And by the way, they're going to change the name of Indiana Grand, and I forget what it's going to be, but it's completely different than what it is now.
Completely different than Indiana Grand.
Yep, the name's going to be completely different. They're going to change it here pretty soon, February or March.
Well, we'll take a look into that too.
Yeah.
So number 2 is my top choice, Terry. It's Prince of Iron. It's a horse that did show some early pace last time out. Was well bet 3-1 in its debut spot. Now it's getting Lasix. So I'm a big fan of the horses that get Lasix, Terry, that like to be close to the front. Not as big a fan as those that get Lasix and are a little bit off the pace. Number 4, Adventure Seeker is my second selection. Terry did run the highest last race speed figure. Got claimed. Barry Croft is not the best off of the claim, Terry. 0 for 10 or 0 for 19. So that's putting it mildly. But it did win 3 of its last 4 races by at least a length and a quarter. Last time it smoked the field by 4 3/4 and ran the fastest 6 furlong time that it has at Gulfstream Park. The addition of Lasix should be a plus for Adventure Seeker. Number 1 is now my computer. I don't know. Some days, Terry. There's no such thing as an easy day, is there?
There is not. No.
Yes, I Am a Beast. Terry is a horse that's making its first start for William Thanaros. Last time out was claimed at $20,000. It ran its best race by far. Now it gets some Lasix, so that should be helpful there too. The first off a claim for William Theranos is not that strong. It's only about an 8% winner, but nonetheless, he does hit it about 25% with the first dose of Lasix. And finally, number 5 is Never Satisfied, Terry. Last time out, second race, it just crushed it when it hit the all-weather track. Saw some major improvement in the early pace numbers, some major improvement in the late pace numbers. Saw some really nice fraction improvement. So this is a horse that on its second start, Terry, did find its groove. So I'm expecting a third race to be an additional level of improvement. And it's getting a shot of Lasix as well. And it did show some good speed last time out. So that this race is just littered with that speed and first-time Lasix for me.
Okay.
Race number 8, Terry. Tell us about race number 8.
Okay, I like number 2, Tiz Rhyme Time. Has a high percentage winning trainer. And he switches to a high percentage jockey who's not going to ride him today, but he's got, I think, Paco Lopez is taking over, which is a high percentage winning jockey.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's ran second 3 times in a row. So I think it's knocking at the door. What's very interesting to me is that it's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different jockeys. This will be the 6th different jockey it's had. So it's kind of unusual. I don't normally see that. And then I like number 4, Scary Larry. He's a coach. Let me see.
Did he run yesterday, Terry?
Yeah, I got the wrong thing here. Let me get to my right thing. Number 4, Carmichael.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, Carmichael. Anyway, Carmichael broke bad in his last race, had trouble, and I'm going to throw that one out. He ran second his only race at Gulfstream Park. and second twice at today's distance. Then I like number 6, Brother Brad. He ran third in his last race at Gulfstream Park and at today's distance, and he's been in the money in all but one career race. And then I like number 7, Man on the Moon, as a high percentage winning jockey, Louis, so it says, and should improve while returning to the dirt.
Man on the Moon. Did you watch that documentary with Jim Carrey where he was going to play Andy Kaufman in that movie Man on the Moon?
No, I didn't see that.
It's a pretty interesting documentary because he's a method actor, and
right.
He says he was sitting out on the nice, right? He sit on his back porch in Malibu, looking over the ocean, and the spirit of Andy Kaufman came to him, and he was annoying the hell out of people. I thought the wrestler Jerry the King Lawler was going to break his neck for real, but anyway, I got my notes back. So race number 8 is 1 mile on the dirt, Terry. The way you win it is by being a speed horse, because 26 of the 32 winners were in the first 3 at the quarter-mile marker. 13 had gone wire to wire. And again, you kind of want to stay off the rail here. Number 2 is my top choice. Tis Right Time improved its speed figures 3 consecutive races, so it's stepping up the ladder. It is taking a little bit of a break, Terry. I do expect, however, that Tis Right Time will come back to the track fit and ready to go, because he has 16 furlongs of good works since his last, and he's run best at 1 mile. I know the rail doesn't do very well, Terry, but number 1, Menelik, does have the fastest fractions that any horse has been able to produce out of this field in their last 10 starts. Does also have the best early pace figures, which you kind of figure would be the case if it has the fastest fractions that any horse has put out there. But what's really interesting is it had a super fast 3 furlong workout on January the 8th. So I'm expecting giddy up and go from the rail. Number 6, Brother Brad, very good work since his last race. The horse has always been well bet. Today you're getting a little bit more value than you normally get on Brother Brad, and it has 3 consecutive speed figure increases. So again, stepping up the performance ladder. Finally, Critical Threat, Terry, did run the highest last race speed figure, and it did so at a much higher level. Ran for $72,000 last time, running for just $41,000 this time. And if you connect the first half of the race and the second half of the race, Critical Threat usually has some of the best early pace and late pace combos. Race number 9, Terry, is a 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather track again, Terry. Again, Speed has won here on this case. 18 races, 12 were won by Speed, with 4 going wire to wire. And the inside 3, for whatever reason, unlike the routes, has a huge inside advantage, Terry. So maybe it just has something to do with the distance. I don't know. What do you like in race number 9?
Well, before I start there, I just saw the finish of the race 1 at Gulfstream, and my top pick won, and your top pick ran second, which was my second pick. I didn't see who ran third or fourth, so we've got the first race exacta between the two of us. So that's cool. Anyway, in this race here, I like the number 3 horse, David's Rose. Won last race at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage trainer, earning the highest last, and the horses earned the highest last race speed rating. And it switches to a high percentage jockey, Paco Lopez and Lasix being added. And then I like number 5, Chakalusa. Stumbled at the start, lost all chance in the last race. Drops in class today, and the trainer wins 40% of the time when he has a horse starting the second time with a turn. Should improve while returning to a sprint, and has the best all-weather speed at today's with today's starters. And Lasix added to this one. And then I like number 6, Fire and Spice. Won her debut race at Gulfstream Park. The trainer wins 20% of the time when their entries have Lasix for the first time, and she was bet really well in the debut.
First race winner number 10, Banker's Hours.
Oops.
Banker's Hours.
Looking at that race, the one horse finished third.
Okay.
So my first 3 picks, you box them for the trifecta, you're off to a good start today.
Yeah.
You got to like that.
Good.
It's always good to get off to a good start, right? When you wake up on the right side of the bed. When you bet on the right side of the bed. For me, I like in race number 9, David's Rose.
Hey, you still have that going.
Oh, can you hear that?
Second race is up next. The second race begins the 50
I wonder why you can hear that.
Pick 4.
I don't know.
It's on a different channel there. All right, never mind. 10, 7, and 1. I did not know that would come through. But anyway, now you hear Peter Aiello, our friend. So I do like the 3-horse here. David's Rose has bred for the distance and surface, Terry, for sure. It's the only horse in the field to win its race last time by producing a speed figure that's above par for this level. So just wash, rinse, and repeat for David's Rose. Won its last by 12 lengths, Terry, which is just anytime I see a horse smash a field like that, I do expect a good race the next time out because anecdotally, I've noticed one big race is usually followed by another. And last time it killed him and it gets Lasix this time. So Lasix speed, last race speed figure might be an easy winner. Number 6, Fire and Spice, won its debut with by far the top late pace numbers in this field, Terry. So if it'd be mid-pack with those long late strides, I would imagine you'll see Fire and Spice do pretty well. Is getting Lasix. I'm not as big a fan on the first Lasix on closers as I am on speed horses, but nonetheless, I don't think it can hurt and was a horse that the bettors did like in the debut. Number 1, Mount Sinai. Terry does get a high percent winning rail, 23% of the time. It won its last on all weather by 6 1/4. And this time it's also getting a shot of Lasix. And there's actually 3 horses in this race that ran a last race speed figure over par. The 1 horse and then the 5 horse as well. Chakalusa, second start with trainer Larry Ravelli. So he's done this 12 times, Terry. And I think he has something like 20 races. He's got a horse that's making the second start for him. And guess how many of those he won?
Probably 10 of them at least.
He won 8 of them, 40%.
Okay.
So that's a hell of a number.
It is.
And another hell of a number here, Terry, is the horse ran for $400,000 in its last race. Today it's just running for 54. So I know that our man Tom Carley says the maiden special weight to maiden claiming is the biggest drop. I think 400,000 to 54,000 is a pretty big drop as well. Finally, race number 10, Terry, is 1 mile on the all-weather track because it got moved off of the turf course. I don't know why it's sunny down there today, so maybe I don't know. Maybe they're expecting some dirt, some weather later on today. But I don't have the 1 mile numbers, so a few scratches in here that impacted our picks. What do you like?
Okay, I like the number 9, which is my Sunny Valentine. Yeah, It has the highest last speed rating. Ran a good second last time at Aqueduct, although it was on the turf. And then this horse is also got a pretty decent workout on December 29th of 48.4. And then I like the number 8 horse, 12 o'clock Rock. Switches to high percentage jockey. Tyler
it brings you back to your teenage days, huh?
It
1 o'clock,
does,
2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Rock. Right, Terry?
That's right.
You have that in your iPod, don't you?
I don't have an iPod, but I do listen to it on my radio in the car. So anyway, this horse is going to improve, returning to a route, and has blinkers added today. So, and then I like number 7, Blue Twirlin. Blue Twirlin has trained by Mark Cassie, and he's returned. Well, he's not returning to the turf today, that's for sure.
Nope, back to the all-weather today, Terry.
That's right. Then I like number 6, Cocoa Icing, who has decent workouts.
I'm going with my Sunny Valentine, one of a pair of horses in this one, also with Blue Twirlin. All they got to do is repeat what they did last race, Terry, because both of them ran speed figures over par for this group. The 9-horse My Sunny Valentine has 3 speed figure increases, so climbing up the performance ladder, you got to like that, and does have some early giddy up and go out of the gate. So when the gates get open, the dirt will be flying behind My Sunny Valentine. Blue Twirlin is another horse coming off a small drop, Terry. Last time out, ran for $52,000, running for 43. Kind of been on the bench for a while. But don't worry, the horse will be fit. 21 furlongs, an okay workout since the last race. So that's enough. That's like running a couple races in there. Number 2, Fleeting Glimpse, is dropping from $60,000 to $43,000, Terry. I think it ran one of its better races last time out, but could improve in the second off the bench. And number 8, finally, the number 1 song in Terry's hit list, 12 o'clock Rock, taking a small drop, making its second start off the bench. And if you look back to the race after the debut, it improved sharply. So I'm expecting 12 o'clock Rock to rock around the track today, Terry, in the second start off the bench, which brings us now to our our hot dog pick fours. And today we don't have Pratik. We do parks on Tuesdays. We were supposed to do parks yesterday, but unfortunately it got frozen out. Terry and I are doing a great job of getting tracks canceled again. Yep. So finally, here's our prime rib pick four, Terry. Starting in race 7, you go 3x4 by 3x5. Why do you have an extra horse in that last one?
Just that I think it's a very wide open race. I had a hard time deciding on what horses to use in there. Actually, 2 of my horses were scratched and I had to replace them. So
I kind of disagree with you a little bit on that race, Terry, because I feel like the 9 horse can make easy work of this field, Terry. And if not the 9, the 7. Okay. So I feel like those are the 2 horses you got to beat. I'm looking at these other races. You got a lot of like maiden claimers, horses getting first time Lasix. So you got a lot of like unknowns in races 7, 8, and 9. So I decided to put the 4x4x4 there. Terry's saving a few bucks compared to me today. But again, we put them out there just to have example pick 4 tickets. I personally prefer to bet exactas and trifectas until I start to build my bankroll. And then once I've built my bankroll on some of your so-called higher probability bets, then I start to work my way into the bigger payouts, higher risk bets, Terry. So today also you have your best bet of the day. We talked about that. You can find it over at horseracetoday.net every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It doesn't matter. Terry's like the postman, except he works 7 days a week. No rain, nor sleet, no snow shall keep Terry's best bet away from the horseracingtoday.net. Head on over there today. You'll see Terry Hollywood Hayes' best bet and race analysis for race number 8, Terry.
That's right. And just to give you a little recap, yesterday at Penn National, I didn't fare very well with my first choice. My second choice ran third. My third choice ran out also. But today, I have a pretty good feeling about this race. Gulfstream Park, race 8. I like number 2, Tiz Right Time. Ran second 3 races in a row and is knocking at the door. It's got a high percentage trainer and drops in class. And the jockey in the last 7 days has a pretty good record. Mm-hmm. And then number 4, I like Scary Larry. And
that's Scary Larry's did this yesterday, Terry. Scary Larry, you got the wrong one there again. That's all right, though.
If you look after that, it says Coach Hudson. Uh-huh. So that's just what do you call those?
Just when you're copying and pasting from the day before in the the template. Yes, I know. I do that all the time too. It's a mistake we've all made, Terry.
That's right. So I like Coach Hudson. Broke bad in his last race, had trouble, and so I'm going to throw that race out. He ran second his only race at Gulfstream Park and twice at today's distance. And then I like number 6, Brother Brad. He ran third in his last race at Gulfstream Park and finished today's distance. He's been in the money in all of his career races but one. And also, just as a little thing, my brother-in-law's name is Brad. So there you go.
Brad, the brother-in-law. So today, it should say brother-in-law Brad, and then you'd really have a name thing going there. Yes, indeed. So today you bring up Penn National. Today, Penn National is our free track of the day over at at guaranteedtipsheet.com. Make sure you head on over to that. Tonight, we will have on the show tonight with Sean and I on the Horse Racing Radar, the track announcer for Turf Paradise. So that should be fun. Get some insight, Terry, finally, on how to pick winners there at that track, right? We'll have a chance to see how last night's guest, C.C. Perkinson's horse ran. And then tomorrow night, we'll have on the Players Edge podcast at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on the YouTube channel. So while you're here, subscribe if you like what you saw. Tell your friends about us, no matter how you communicate on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Friends don't let friends bet without horses without Terry and Rich, right?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we get up and out of here today, Terry?
Yeah, just that I hope that everybody has a great day. And it looks to me, I've been watching a little bit at parks. Looks like the snow stopped over there, and they've got better weather, so that's good. And I just like it. It's my favorite day is Hump Day, which is today. And now we're going to go down the other side, and let's all have a good, fun trip sliding down the other side.
Indeed. Let's have a good, fun trip sliding from race to race today at Gulfstream Park. Just a quick recap, Terry, on all of our selections at the end here. Here are our full card bets. The race 1 is already in the books. We have an exacta with Terry with his top pick winning. My top 3 choices contended. His top 2 made the ice cold exacta. My top 3 picks together combined for the trifecta. And then if you look at our box it up picks, Terry picked race 5. I picked race 6. So back-to-back box it ups. My best bet's coming up here in race number 2. The 7 horse. Terry's best bet is race number 6, the 6 horse. So you can remember that. Our hot dog pick 4 is Terry. Start up in this race. Terry's got 367, 26, 475, 83. I'm going 274, 526, 547, 37. And then we're going to wrap up the night with our prime rib pick 4s. Terry goes 3 by 4 by 3 by 5. And I'm going 4 by 4 by 4 by 3. Hopefully we can collect checks all across the board today, Terry, and stuff our pockets full of South Miami money.
Okay.
That would be good, right?
It would, yeah.
All right, folks, we'll be back tonight, Sean and I, at 8 p.m. Eastern, again, with the track announcer from the Turf Paradise track. That should be another fun show, highlighting the news of the day. Make sure you check that out. If you like what you saw, please like us on Facebook, subscribe or follow us on Twitter. Sean puts out, Swiss Army Sean puts out all the information. You see the handles right down there. Horse Race Today for Twitter and Facebook. Friday, Tom and I will be back. We'll be doing Gold Coast racing again in Foreign Fridays off in Australia. We had a really good Saturday there last week, or a late Friday night. So hopefully we can have back-to-back solid performances down under. Hopefully we have back-to-back solid performances today, Terry. And hopefully all of your picks, and this hump day ends up in the
winner's circle.
Yes, indeed. Have a fantastic Wednesday.